Let's talk about crime now. So about 3 weeks ago, we had a rash of shootings within a 24-hour period on the city's west side. On November 14th, one man was shot at a home on Buford and 25th Street. Now, 3 hours after that, a man was shot and killed at Christ the King Church on Arlington and Rojo. And then a few hours later, a local coach was shot and killed outside of a convenience store on the corner of Southport and Tarleton. Now, the following day, we did speak to business owners and people who live in the area, and this is what they had to say.
I've been here for maybe 4 years, and I'm just trying to do everything I can to get out of here because it is very scary.
Well, the crime has increased. The punch-out's been hit roughly about 6 times or more. We see the police department at the Goodwill quite a bit during the day. Seeing how crime has increased around here, it's not surprising that, there's shootings around here. Just hope for better, for the community to get a little better.
These are people that live, obviously, in our city. These are your constituents. So what do you say to the people that are saying that they don't feel safe in their own home? Mayor, if you are reelected, what is a specific plan of action that you have to make the streets safe again and to make them feel safer?
Well, we continue to provide our police officers with equipment, communications equipment, protection equipment, and also some educational programs that help them meet the needs of their communities that they serve and in their areas. It's a challenge. You can't get to the point where you have a policeman standing next to you every day of the week. People have to assume some responsibility themselves, and that comes back to parental involvement and schools and everybody else. It's a community working together. But I don't know whether these are drug related, whether they're alcohol related, whether they've got mental issues, but we're responding as quick as we can. And I think once they turned over to the criminal justice system, I think we need to see that it's not just a catch and release program, that people that create these violations and do these heinous crimes, they pay a price. But I think there's some conversations that I've heard is that the police are doing their jobs, they're catching the people, but it's more of a catch and release, that type of thing. And that really does not bode well in instilling confidence in the public's eye, as well as it's a discouragement to the police officers that risk their lives to catch these people, get them in jail, get them arrested, and then the next day they're out on the streets. And so I think there has to be a bigger influence with the people that are administering the law.
All right, Mayor McComb, thank you for your answer. Councilwoman Guajardo, what would be your plan to make streets safe?
Well, the first thing is a stronger police force. In 2016, when I got on council, one of my priorities was public safety. We had not grown our police force in over 20 years. We had more police officers 20 years ago than we actually have today. That is part of the problem. Much of the crime comes from narcotics use, from domestic violence, and other issues. But the city does have to do their part. We can't put this on the citizen. The city also has to do their part. The police force had not grown in over 20 years, and I initiated the first ever public safety workshop so that the council could focus on only the police department. And we hired 8 more, I believe. We hired more police officers in 2017, but Joe McComb voted against that. And that's part of the problem. In 2017, yes, I initiated the workshop and we hired more police officers. He voted against that. You cannot have a mayor who is voting against hiring police officers. You just can't. It is not right. That is our responsibility to provide the city public safety. So that's where this issue begins. And of course, it also begins with it starts with public as well.
Thank you, Councilwoman.